We just got some crazy official news about Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, and Doctor Strange 3. We need to talk about all of it. All of this comes straight from Doctor Strange himself, Benedict Cumberbatch, who recently did a new interview with Variety, and he definitely said a little bit too much about the future of the MCU. He was trying to channel his inner Tom Holland, I guess. The first kind of bombshell bit of news that was really surprising to me that he dropped was about Avengers Doomsday and his character's role in the film. Because as you can see in the top line here, he literally says that he's not in Avengers Doomsday whatsoever, which I honestly can't believe. That's kind of crazy that they're leaving such a major character in the MCU out of the next Avengers film. And he goes on to say, is that a spoiler? F it. I'm sure Kevin Feige's not happy that Benedict Cumberbatch just confirmed that, but this is major. And he also goes on to elaborate that things changed when Jonathan Majors, who obviously was playing King, was fired from the project. It's really just crazy to think about how different the future of the MCU could have looked if Jonathan Majors never got fired. And I was a little worried when they replaced Avengers King Dynasty with Doomsday that they were just going to literally plug in Doctor Doom into whatever story they had. But I'm glad it does seem like they are doing a completely original new movie, even cutting characters like Doctor Strange. But Benedict Cumberbatch did go on to say that it's just because his character doesn't align with this part of the story. It's going to be really interesting to see what he means exactly by that, because yeah, it does seem like Avengers Doomsday is going to be focusing mainly on the alternate universe with Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four in it. But we also know like Captain America, Spider-Man, the Thunderbolt, all from our main MCU timeline are going to be there. So what is Doctor Strange doing during this time? But don't worry, Benedict Cumberbatch continued to keep talking about things in the MCU that he probably shouldn't have been talking about at all, including Avengers Secret Wars, which we really haven't heard anything official about. All the reporting and rumors have been about Doomsday so far, because we know the script of that film hasn't even been finished writing yet, but it does seem like they know where the story is going in Secret Wars because of what he said. As you can see up top right here, after he says that the reason he's not in Doomsday is because the character doesn't align with that part of the story, he goes on to say he probably shouldn't be saying this, but that Doctor Strange is in a lot of Avengers Secret Wars, and that is quite central to where things might end up. Which really gives us like infinite possibilities for where this movie could go. What is Doctor Strange's key central role? Is he going to be like the bridge between the main MCU universe and the alternate one with Doom and Fantastic Four in it? Is he going to be like the reason everybody gets to one main universe, or is he going to close the multiverse at the very end of the movie? I don't know. I'm not going to lie, I think this is kind of a weird decision being made by Marvel to not include him in Doomsday but make him a major part of Secret Wars, mainly because we don't have a core set of Avengers in the MCU anymore that really people are familiar with. I think it would have been in a lot of sense to focus a lot of Doomsday in on like Spider-Man, Thor, and Doctor Strange. They're like the three big Avengers from the old era that everybody cares about that are in these new films, and now you're leaving one of those big three out of one of your main Avengers films. At the end of the day, if it makes sense for the story that they left Doctor Strange out of Doomsday, I'll be happy with it, but it seems like the MCU has way too much faith in Fantastic Four: The First Steps. I think the movie's going to be good, but they need this to be absolutely massive if they're going to be like the main characters of Avengers Doomsday, and then Secret Wars kind of shifts focus back to the main Avengers. But don't you worry, Benedict Cumberbatch was not done yapping. He went on to talk about Doctor Strange 3 and basically confirm that the film is existing, because we actually haven't got official confirmation from Kevin Feige. And as fun as it would be to say like, oh, he's doing a Tom Holland and spoiling things, when an actor gives out this much crucial information in a big name Variety interview, I think it honestly is a marketing stunt. I want to give us a little bit of details about Doctor Strange 3, but kept it very broad, because he just said they're very open to discussing where things go next. He says, what do you want to write and who to direct the next one? Pretty much they're asking him for a lot of input on the staff of the movie. And he just said some other generic stuff, like they asked him, oh, what comic lore do you want to explore more? And that the character is very deep and complex, and he has all these abilities, so there's lots of stuff to mess around with in the stories. Now we know that Doctor Strange 3 is not going to come out before Avengers Doomsday, but that begs the question, where is this film going to take place? There's a possibility it's between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, because right now the only thing we know that is taking place in between those two films is Spider-Man 4. So if they put this movie like maybe in the November or something of 2026 after Doomsday, before Secret Wars, it could explain where he was during Doomsday. I kind of hope is the case, because like, yeah, it would still be cool to see the story after Avengers Secret Wars, but I feel like we needed a third Doctor Strange movie before the next big event. And I also feel like he was a character very likely to die, but if we know that he has a third film coming out after Avengers Secret Wars, that's kind of a spoiler for the movie. Like, oh yeah, he's going to be alright no matter what it looks like it's going to happen. Overall, Benedict Cumberbatch really just gave us a ton more official news about these next two Avengers films than we ever had before. So let me know, based on all of this and the fact that he's not going to be in Doomsday but a major part of Secret Wars, what are your theories theories for how these movies are going to play out. Do you think it's the right choice or not? If you want more Marvel news and leaks, click on one of the videos on screen now. One, I'm going over Beyond the Spider-Verse official news we got that alludes to when we'll possibly see the movie finally release, and some X-Men MCU leaks that are absolutely insane. Thank you so much for watching.